Hey everybody, I'm back for video 139 of 365. I'm Samantha and I'm a therapist, and I'm doing a video every day for a year to get over my fear of public speaking and social anxiety. And I am still a little under the weather, but I feel better today. I did not spend the day in bed like I said I would, but maybe tomorrow. We're gonna see. But yeah, excuse my voice. I'm healing. I'm feeling better. Just a little tired today, so after I do this video, I probably will head to the bed and just kind of relax. And yeah, so wanted to talk about something I woke up thinking this morning, which was crazy. I kind of went to bed thinking about it, but I woke up thinking about it. It was like one of the first thoughts I had. And I thought about imagine something deliberately. Those words came into my head. Start imagining something deliberately. So I want you guys to start practicing that. Bring that into your mind during the day. That and remember, you're imagining all day long, no matter what you're doing. You're in your imagination all day. So sometimes we're doing really well with our imaginations, and sometimes we're doing the exact opposite of well. So really think about where your mind's going. Be aware of where your awareness is and where your focus is, and imagine something deliberately. And so I woke up, actually I went to bed doing that, and you just start just thinking about, like, it came to me because we hear these things so many times, but we forget to do them. And it just kept popping up in my head, and I was like, oh yeah, I should probably do this. Even though I do it all the time, it clicked one more time to go ahead and like start leveling up and start imagining things that maybe I haven't even imagined before. So I just started doing that, and that was really fun. And then like right when I woke up this morning at I think I woke up at like 4:30, could not go back to sleep. I was just like excited, I guess, for the day, and just thought about it again. Imagine something deliberately. And how fun is that? You can literally think about anything you want to think about, and pretend like you're already doing the thing that you want to be doing. If it's a job, or some sort of career, or you're with your person, they're in bed next to you. Imagine that they're right there. Just instead of imagining the contrary, which is what we always do because that's what we're noticing in the 3D. We're noticing we don't have it. So if you notice you don't have it, that is in your awareness that you don't have it. So you've got to bring into your awareness that you do have it. And it is a bit tricky, it seems like. It's like, well, this can't be true. Well, it isn't true technically right now, but your brain and body do not know the difference. The mind does not care. The universe does not care what you're thinking about. You can think about anything you want, and it will come about because you're already doing it. If you haven't noticed, you're lacking all the things you're thinking about the lack of. So really think about that. And I know I say this a lot, like really think about that. And I emphasize these things because we totally forget to do these things. And and I have to tell myself, like, hey, think about this. What are you imagining the contrary of? Like, are you still doubting that you actually have it? Or are you trusting that whatever you imagine, it's already yours? Or you wouldn't even have the desire. It wouldn't even be put in your mind to even have it if it weren't already yours. But we trust and we put our faith in the 3D reality. We're looking out here and we're saying, I don't have this thing, or I am not this thing. And so we're trusting that the seen, the stuff that we see right now, we're trusting the seen instead of the unseen. So you have to start trusting the unseen. And you've got to start imagining whatever your vision is for yourself. Figure out what your vision is. And I always say, start with how you want to feel. Like, if you don't know what you want, which most of you actually do know what you want, it's just maybe not like crystal clear. But you kind of know what you want sometimes. And if you don't know what you want, you definitely know what you don't want. So you start there. What do I not want? Okay, don't want this, don't want this. Okay, well then that's now in your awareness. So you gotta switch your awareness around now to what you do want. And so, and how do you want to feel? But I always go back to self. Take it back to self. How do you want to feel about you? How do you already feel about you? What thoughts are you thinking dominantly that are creating these feelings that you're having? What are your triggers? Who is triggering you and why? I've had many instances this week and triggers and people acting different. And I was like, wow, this is so crazy, because I had just said, okay, it's time to level up. And I didn't know how. I was just like, it's time to level up. And I've made so many decisions this week and been sick and, all these things. And it just starts with a decision. Like, make a decision about something, just anything. And everything will kind of shift around you. All these moving pieces will start moving around to kind of conform to what you're wanting. And sometimes we want things that we don't even know that we want. And we just kind of follow these little stepping stones and they get us there somehow. And then we're like, oh my God, I didn't even know I wanted that. And now I have it. And how cool. It's just follow your highest excitement, as Bashar says. Your highest excitement could be a cup of coffee. It does not have to be, oh my God, I want $1 million. It can just be, I'm excited about waking up in the morning and having a cup of coffee. I am. I love it. I love meditating in the morning. I just love mornings. And I just love the days and I love the evenings. I love life. But I've trained myself that way. Oh my God. You have to train yourself to not notice the scene. The scene is very, very, it's very tricky. It's like, you see me, that means I must be real. And it's like, no, it's just an experience you're having. So what else do you want to experience? And you stick to that vision. You stick to that faith in the unseen. Your only job is to imagine and not imagine to the contrary of what you're imagining. That's what we do. I really believe that that's probably one of the only things that keeps people away from what they're wanting every single time. Just noticing that it's not working, or it's not there, it's not happening, or this person did the opposite of what I thought they would do. And it's just a slow and gentle process. Remember the hot stove I always talk about. Don't touch the hot stove. That hot stove is like it's like a symbol. It's like, you know that you're not supposed to touch the hot stove, which can represent like your negative thoughts, let's say. And so you know you're not supposed to think these negative thoughts, but you can't help it. So you go back to the default programming. You just can't help it. So I'm going to touch that hot stove. I know it's going to burn me every single time, but I can't help but just sit on it. Now I'm just going to sit on it, and I'm going to burn my butt. And I knew I was going to do that and burn my favorite pair of pants, but I did it anyway because that's my default programming. I've got to go sit on that hot stove because I just can't help myself. So you've got to look at it like that. Think about, like, every time I go back to those negative thoughts, which is imagining to the contrary of what you're wanting, that is self-abuse. Say it like that. Say, like, I'm hurting myself every time I go back there. Let's gently be guided this way instead of that way. Any way that works for you that you can kind of solidify in your mind, whatever words, phrases, whatever works for you, just whatever symbols work for you, the hot stove or whatever else you might want to use, just think about what works for you and use that in your life. And one more thing I'll leave you with too. One of my favorite things, I've already said this before, but imagine, like when you're doing if I could talk, your imagination, when you're using your imagination and you're imagining things, that's what I was trying to say, when you're visualizing, whatever it is, pick something that you're really excited about, like that really produces a feeling of excitement inside of you, a mental state because remember, your mental state is what is creating, well, it's not creating. I take that back. We need to remember everything is already created. So we're just aligning with the creation that's already created. So excitement gets you into alignment. So always remember, we're aligning, we're not creating. Remember that, because it's a lot easier. It's even easier than we thought. We don't have to create. It's already created. We just have to align with it. Oh man, it's so much easier than we even know. But anyway, create the mental state from inside. Think of something that's really exciting to you. And what I love to do, especially when I'm in the shower, because there's nothing else to do in the shower. You're shaving, you're washing, whatever you're thinking. So I go into my little bank vault that I own, and I walk in there, and I've got a guy and a girl, and they're my workers, and they pay me every day. They give me money out of my bank vault every single day, and I have them count up to, however many thousands I need today. They're like, oh, good morning, beautiful. How much do you need today? And I'm like, oh, only 15,000 today, And they're like, what are you going to buy with it? And I'll tell them what I'm going to buy. And it's just this fun little exchange, fun little exchange. And I just watch them count out $100 bills. And then I count them right back. And I feel the money and I smell the money, losing my voice. Sorry, guys. And I just have fun. And it gets me super hyped up. So you want to think of things that get you super hyped up. Like think about talking to a celebrity that you really like, or a trip you want to go on. Like what would it feel like to, go to Bora Bora or something? How beautiful, like the water and the peace, and just like a roller coaster. If you like roller coasters, think about being on a roller coaster. Think about being in a fast car on a racetrack. Anything that gets your juices flowing, that's the goal. You want to get the juices flowing. We don't want the juices to be stagnant. They need to be flowing. So you've got to create these scenes that make you feel that. And then you'll start to see that, man, like so many things change in your life and you're just feeling better. And that's where I want to get you. I want to interrupt that thought pattern and disrupt it, totally replace it, rewire it, because that's what rewires you. And then your mental state will align, and things will start popping off, and you'll see huge changes. It's amazing how fast things can work too. So I hope you're all doing amazingly fabulous today and have a better voice than I do. And I thank you so much for watching. Please like and share and subscribe, and share this with somebody if you think it might help them. And I will be back tomorrow. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful evening. I intend that you do. And I'll see you later. Bye.